Maven Lifecycle is a sequence of steps which are defined in order, in a particular order to execute the task. Maven has got three inbuilt life cycles like clean life cycle, default or build life cycle, and the third one is site life cycle. So these are all built-in life cycles of Maven. And if you look into each life cycle is nothing but a sequence of phases. Like if you take clean life cycle, this life cycle can handle cleaning the project, like removing all the files from the previous build and so on. And it has got three phases: pre-clean, clean, post-clean. And coming to the default life cycle, this life cycle is called a primary life cycle of Maven, or a main life cycle which is used to build the application, and it has got 23 phases. And then comes site life cycle, wherein we have got 4 phases in the site life cycle. This site life cycle is used to create a fresh documentation of the project, like creating reports, deploy site, and so on. So these are the main built-in life cycles of Maven, which is nothing but a sequence of phases. And like we discussed, each life cycle is associated with a sequence of phases. And what is a phase? Like here you can see validate phase, initialize phase, compile phase, install phase, and so on. Phase is nothing but a stage in the Maven build life cycle. Each phase execute a particular task. Like let's suppose compile phase, right? Compile phase will compile the code. Like in a project, the source code will be compiled into executable code, or source code will be converted into executable code, which is called compiling the project. So every phase is a task which will be performed on the project. And also, if we are calling any particular phase in any life cycle, let's say we are calling a compile phase through Maven command. So whatever phases in the sequence, or whatever phases which are up to and compile phase will be executed, meaning all the phases like validate, initialize, generate sources, process sources, all these phases till compile will be executed when you call a compile phase. So that's how Maven works. And every phase, each phase is having multiple goals. What is a goal and what is the difference between goal and a phase? Let's see. See, phase is nothing but which is associated with multiple goals, meaning here let's talk about compile phase. So compile phase has got different goals, means we can compile the source code of the project as well as we can compile the test code present in the project. So each phase is associated with the multiple goals. Goal is nothing but a task, and goal is a task which is executed by plugins. Maven is a plugin execution framework. Any task or every task will be executed by plugins. Suppose we want to execute a compile phase, or we want to execute a compile goal. So the command would be mvn compile mvn plugin name. So like we discussed, every plugin plays or executes certain tasks. So there is called compiler plugin which will compile the code. So the command would be mvn compiler compile. So this is how we execute the command from command line, so that the project source code in the project will be converted into executable code. So this is how plugins work. This is the difference between phases, goals, and plugins. I'll repeat, plugins are nothing but which will execute the task, and tasks are phase is nothing but which is a set of multiple goals, and each goal will be executed by a plugin. So we will be using lot many plugins in Maven, and all this plugin information will be placed in the POM file. We'll be talking about POM file in the next session.